Welcome to my Tuesday evening live card making tutorial. I'm so happy to be here with you. And uh, and I designed something easy, quick and easy because Christmas is getting close and I know busy wrapping gifts and probably still baking and all that uh, all the festivities. I just love, love, love Christmas. And so let me introduce myself. I'm Shelley Godby, and for 23 years, I've been teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles. Actually, 22, it's almost 23. Through my YouTube videos, my Stamping Smiles blog, www.stampingsmiles.com, and my mailing list. And so this evening, I'm going to play with, we're going to take Christmas card making supplies and go beyond Christmas with them for a winter card. And you hear a name like Berry Christmas, it might not be intuitive to think winter, but let's look at some patterns. So let's bring this down. All right, and so it all started with the desire to use my Berry Christmas Memories and More cards and envelopes. Look at that. And so it's already decorated. It's nice and quick to be able to get going with a decorated base front and back. And let's see, we've got some folks checking in. Well, good evening, Miss Roxanne and Miss Patricia. And look at these envelopes already decorated. Oh, I just a flap decorated inside, the flap, the outside, and and then we have the red ones, decorated envelope, flap, inside. Isn't that awesome? And then look how it, fades. And I got to think about that. Hmm, you could use it like that or like this to have the dark at the top or the light at the top. There's no right or wrong, so that gives you some options. And so the Merry Christmas Memories and More cards and envelopes, well, they're retiring. They're in the holiday catalog and retiring and available now through January 3rd or while supplies last, whatever comes first, and you get 20. So 10 of each. Really very cool. All right. So, and then I thought, well, if I'm gonna use those, I decided to check out the Berry Christmas and look at all of these patterns that are just for winter. It's great. All right, so we'll be using these two. Well, they're smaller, the 12 by 12. The trees, actually, that doesn't have to be just Chris or winter at all. This is definitely wintry. Like, this is a lot of fun, and wow, wouldn't that coordinate really well with the red card and envelope? So, there we go. And, we're gonna do some die cutting, and interestingly, I was going through my dies, and look at this. These are the sheep dies, and they just coordinate so well. I've got these snowflakes, so it covers many seasons. You've got the seashells, leaves, snowflakes, and flowers, and we're going to use the snowflakes. And what I have here is some basic white cardstock, and we're going to prepare that first because I wanna make this as easy as possible. And come in a little bit closer. There we go. As easy as possible because and I can do that with these adhesive sheets. I'm gonna make stickers out of them, die cut stickers. So I just need to peel this off, and I didn't think to start it ahead of time, so let me just grab my take your pick tool. There's a break in it, but I managed to cut it where there isn't a break in the backing. So I just take my take your pick tool so I can get up and underneath. I wanna get to that good stickiness. Let's see. Alright. Oh, well, while I'm trying to do this, my Christmas cards are done. I'm so happy, and mailed, not just made and mailed. Wow, I'm just doing a good job. Good thing I don't need oh, didn't need that at all. Just needed to have a little bit of patience. Okay, so we'll throw that part away, the part I was digging up. And I made this smaller than my basic white cardstock. First of all, I don't want it to if I do edge to edge, it's really hard to cut perfectly and get it on there perfectly. You get adhesive all over your cutting pads. And I and for the small snowflake, I don't want it over the whole thing, so I didn't cover all of that. So now we are all set. Let me grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and here we go. Oh, And let's take this back out, which is that direction. All right, so my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and my plate. So now we need to build what's called a sandwich. I'll start with plate number 1. I'm using thin metal dies. So I've got plate number 2. We need a cutting plate, plate number 3. It's so cool that they have the numbers now, in case somebody can't remember, but it's all listed on there. And then we have our basic white cardstock with the adhesive sheet on the back. And so we'll put the adhesive down. I don't want to cut into that. And then we will get our 3 snowflake dies. I want that smallest snowflake at the end. I don't need to secure this. I'm not die cutting around anything. And these small snowflakes, actually there are 2 of those. Let me bring that one down here, but I don't want adhesive over the whole thing. And so these dies, well, they're in the annual catalog, but things mix up between, the minis and the annual and online exclusives. Go ahead and crank this through. There we go. And that's all the die cutting we're going to do with my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So let's go ahead and put this out of the way. And when I was designing this, you know, you just never know where you're going. So I don't start with the adhesive sheets. I did that trick I've shown you with the multi-purpose liquid glue, but knowing that's where I was going to end up. I mean, once I was designing, like, oh yeah, we're going to do that. Definitely make life easier. Poke these out. So I'm just taking a glance up to see if anyone else is joining us. I'm so grateful for those of you that are joining me because I know this is really a busy time of the year. And I will have a drawing at the end for anyone who's made comments. And I've got a nice gift for you. All right. You know what? I should probably do that afterwards because a lot of times after you peel this off, that'll come with it. Yeah, see, that came with it. I was just didn't need to do all that fooling. All right. And this one, fantastic. And this one only has it on part way, and that'll be perfect. And I'm going to leave that for right now so I'll be able to remember which part has the adhesive and which part doesn't. All right, so our drawing after the video ends will be for I had 4 of them somewhere. Oh, here's my pile. Those are the ones I was showing you. 2 each. Anyway, 2 each of which would be these 4. That makes sense. I'm okay, really, I am. Oh, Miss Tammy. Oh my goodness, I haven't talked to you in such a long time. Yes, all very, very pretty. Unless you met me. No, I'm teasing. And so I'll have a drawing for 2 each of these fabulous cards and envelopes because you'll be able to go beyond Christmas with them. All right. So let's bring this over. And they're cut and scored for you. And it's fantastic because the scoring we go this way, right? Here's the indent, and we go with it. But even though they're already scored for me and cut, I still use a bone folder. Oh, they're both pretty. Yeah, I like these a lot. So there we go. And that just gives us a nice crisp fold. And then, isn't that sharp on there? So I don't know if you can see the where the snow so you could turn them either way, but mine's going to go like this, and that snow is blowing. And then thought this pattern was really pretty too. We're going to use these together, and I wanted to make it stand out just a little bit. So I've got some Night and Navy cardstock here. I need to, oops, come in a little bit closer. And then my Stampin' Seal. You know, the other side, the opposite side of these, I showed you just the winter patterns, are some beautiful Christmas ones too. but this is just going to set that off a little bit and give it more body because I do want to put this on with Stampin' Dimensionals. Okay, and I want it like this. I have also retiring that goes with this. Isn't this pretty? So this is the Balmy Blue Sparkle Ribbon. I'm like, "Ooh, need a little bit of sparkle." And what I decided to do is just put a strip along the bottom here. So I'll hold this here, come over here and trim. Okay, and so to hold this down, this is going to work really well. The tear and tape adhesive, such great stuff. I don't know if anyone remembers sticky strip. I was talking about that before where it would cling to us. It was a good adhesive, but trying to get that backing off of you. But this I really like because you just tear it. I mean, it's just so quick and easy to use. So let's press on it really well so it has a good hold and then get it started hopefully easily. If not, I do have my that's a little tricky. Oh, you know what? I should have put it on the paper. We may just go ahead and do that and cut it again if I'm having trouble. It's funny how I just forget stuff once I'm live. Well, actually, I forget stuff in person too. So, all right. Yep. Let's do this. And that's actually easier because I can see where I want it to go then, right? And I know I want it down right about here. Yep. Definitely easier. So let's just start over because this has that on there. I don't feel like fighting with it. But I do press down because if it's holding well to whatever it's sticking to, it makes the backing come off easier. There we go. All right. So life is good, and it is so mild here in Michigan. Not looking like a white Christmas. I'm okay with that. That means we'll have some good roads for our loved ones to travel. Okay. See the glitter? Isn't that sharp? Just a little bit of glitz. How cute is this back? The other side of this. Okay. All right. So we got that. I want this on here. And I can't believe it, but I let myself run out of Stampin' Dimensionals, or at least the standard white ones, the standard size. Miss Tammy says, "I need that tear and tape." Yes, ma'am. Tear and tape adhesive. It is fabulous. You really do want that. And it's good for the 3D projects. And oh, Miss Roxanne says they're gonna have a wet Christmas. Well, sorry about that. It may be raining well, that's Saturday. I don't know what's gonna it may be raining here too. So here's what I did, and, you know, I have and I don't know about you, I like the minis when I need them. I don't always need them, so I end up a lot more of them. So what I did was, I just grabbed 3 at a time and figured they were about the same size, and that is my top. Like, "Okay, that'll work." Putting them to use, and I have the white, ones too, but with the dark cardstock. The black are nice 'cause they blend in a lot better. Now remember we have our ribbon down here, so let's make sure we come above it. We don't want to be teetering on it. So I don't know if anyone else has had to do this. Actually, I started off using all around the edge. I was making my thank you cards, so that's why the edge is gone. I thought, "Well, I can use these. This will work." What is that? Oh, shoot, invention is the Mother of invention? No, wait a minute, how does that go? Necessity is the mother of invention. Alright, so now we'll just peel these off. Cute, cute, cute. Yeah, alright. So you're dreaming of a wet Christmas. Yeah, I think but it's so far out, you can't always I just don't believe much of anything until about the day before. They change their minds. So it takes a little bit longer peeling them off, but hey, a good use for them. I had so many on hand, I guess I thought they would last forever. They didn't. So I just want that little bit peeking out. Very nice. And that little bit of lift. Okay. So now with our Stampin' Seal, I put my finger where it's opaque. And I thought about raising this up too, and if I were to raise it up, I would put cardstock behind it to give it more body. But I thought this is probably enough lift because I have another layer to do. We need a greeting. Roxanne said she was hoping to keep the sun one more day. Yeah, yep. Someone was just telling me the other day that in Michigan, we only get 75, I guess on average, 75 full days of sun in a year. That's pretty crazy. So, I have here some more Night and Navy cardstock, and it seems like once you start embossing, you can't stop. And so it worked out better. I'll show you with it stamped on white after I'm done, but I tried the embossing. Let's bring this in because, someone might not know who I'm at, who I am. Um, it looked better embossed. So I have here the Embossing Editions Toolkit. Fabulous. The embossing buddy. So let's rub it over. And why we do this, because the embossing powder sticks to, you'd hope just the ink, but it also sticks to any oil in our hands. Okay, the lotion or just the natural oil you have. With this Versamark pad, it's a pigment ink and stays wet longer, and it's perfect for embossing. And I'm going to use the throughout the year stamp set. Now, this is from the Holiday Mini, so officially the September through December 2023 Stampin' Up! Mini catalog. And it will be available, and I believe it's going to be pictured online only, but it will still be available afterwards. And happiest of birthdays. Well, got lots more coming for winter birthdays. So I have this mounted on a C block. I don't know if you've used our clear mount blocks. They are so comfortable to hang on to because you have, I can't think of the right word, indent. That's the best I can think. These grooves make it really comfortable. If you ever stamp on one that's just flat on all sides and then go to this, you go, "Ooh, nice." All right. So I'm going to punch this out instead of introducing yet another die set, keeping that inexpensive with punches. And we'll come over here. This, fabulous, if I wanted to hang on to it, which I could to keep from burning my fingers, and then my white embossing powder from the Basics embossing powder. There we go. I see a little speck. I like to tap it, and yep, tapping usually gets most of it off. Okay, fantastic. And then this tray, I will open up this and funnel the powder, pour it in, and brush off any extra. That's it. A very nice kit. And let's bring over my heat tool. Great, great tool. Look, you've got this plastic tip that covers up the hot, so I'm not going to get burned or things fall on the floor for me. I'm not going to burn my carpet. And it has 2 settings. The first setting is for drying ink, because sometimes you just wanna move things along. The second setting, there we go. This, um, very intense heat, and it doesn't blow as hard as your hair dryer, and the heat's more intense, and it will melt this embossing powder. So I just hold it where it's at, and that cardstock starts heating up, and it'll start melting and get a lot more vibrant. You know what I also use my heat tool for? To remove adhesive labels. I get them heated and put a pair of paper snips on there and start peeling them up. My husband loved it so much, I got him one. So he has, well, he did, had his own heat tool because it came in so handy for him for things he was working on, in his tool shop. So there we go. Once the embossing is done, I look and see that it's melted. Stop. You can overheat it, and I like to turn in the light and make sure there isn't anything powdery. If there is, you can go back and do it. I've even caught it a couple days later. Maybe you'll emboss a whole bunch and look like, oh, it's still powdery. Still was able to finish embossing it. Remarkable. Something I haven't showed you. Um, Now that embossing buddy, it leaves, there's white powder on there. And so then my cardstock isn't as vibrant as it was. And so after it's cooled, I take a tissue and let buff that off so it can be all the blue that it was meant to be. All right, Miss Roxanne, here in Oregon, the weather can change hourly. Yeah, but winter, once it starts raining, doesn't stop until May. Oh, I had the pleasure of living in Oregon for a summer. We got there at the end of May, and yes, it was misty all the time, and those folks had it. So I understand. So look here, I've got the modern oval punch, and this is also from the holiday catalog that I was looking. It is going to carry over. So we'll take this. I make this. Oops, comes helps if I'm in the camera. I make this bigger so I have something to hang on to, so I can open that up and center it in here and punch. And look at that. So let me show you. So this, or, and then you can choose what you like better, or this. But you'll need to wait until we add the snowflakes to make the final decision. And I thought about putting this on dimensions, but I thought, nope, we've got a lot going on with all the layers, and then this too. There we go. And now we will add our snowflakes. So pretty. And we'll go off the edge. I love doing that, off of the edge of one, not the whole card, because it needs to fit in the envelope. Got one here, and then our other one is not just so slick, those adhesive sheets, turning these in. We'll come down here, go off that edge a little bit. And then our third one, now I can go ahead and peel it off. There we go. Didn't want adhesive to, um, on this end and end up somehow sticking there. So there we go. We've got that really good hold. And then for our little finishing touch, these are the ombre, get the right name, yep, matte decorative dots. Now, I know this looks really odd because this was the end of a package from, um, my shares. I'm talking about my shares. I'm having my paper share for this, January through April mini catalog, and that is all advertised on my blog. Go over there and find that and get a generous, portion of all the new designer series paper, or you can add the and more and get a portion of all the new accessories. It is so much fun. I've got people that just for years and years and years come back year after year because it's just a great way to get a generous sampling of everything. And so there we go. How fun was that? Told you it was gonna be easy, but oh, let's go ahead and press down. Didn't that turn out sharp? And so we've taken our Christmas card making supplies. Well, let me show you. See, does that look a little stark to you? Do you like how that blends in better, or do you like that it really sticks out? Your choice. Obviously, I thought this looked better, but I love hearing what you think too. And so there we go, something that was easy to make, and like I said, from all the comments, I will have, the drawing, and I can't think of anything else other than from the things I showed you that are retiring are the, Berry Christmas Memories and More cards and envelopes, the Berry Christmas 12 by 12 designer series paper, and our really pretty balmy blue, shimmer. I can not sticking in my head. What's the name of that ribbon? Sparkle. That makes sense because it does sparkle. Sparkle ribbon. Now those are all retiring, and anything that is retiring from the September through December mini catalog is available now only while supplies last. January 3rd, whichever comes first, and some things have been selling out. Let's see. I know how oh, I love how you have it. Oh, well, thank you with the blue. I'm with you, the night of navy. All right. So let me come back. Here we go. And, I'm so glad you joined me. I have so much fun. Thank you for joining me this you a truly blessed and wonderful Christmas. Jesus is the reason for the season. I get emotional because if it wasn't for Christmas, we would have never had Easter. So thank you for joining me. I'm Shelley Godby, teaching you how to create hand stamped smiles. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and please give my video a thumbs up. Merry Christmas.